Hey everyone, welcome back to Switchcraft, and it's a great day to be a gamer. Over the years, there have been many debates regarding the official Legend of Zelda timeline, and perhaps even more uncertainty and confusion. Well, today, I'm going to put to rest any and all questions anyone may have once and for all after 32 long years from the original game's release. Just a few days ago, I got the official Legend of Zelda encyclopedia, and man is this thing a beauty. It's honestly one of the nicest and most unique books I own. The book is designed, colored, and textured to look just like a giant NES cartridge, and even comes with a plastic Nintendo sleeve. It is packed with a ton of amazing information, pictures, resources, and archives. But what jumped out at me within the first few pages was the official Nintendo timeline for every single Zelda game ever, and I have no choice but to end the debate once and for all. Do me a favor and share this video with a friend if you've ever questioned the timeline. I'm going to be splitting this video up into 3 parts, partially to pay homage to the very Triforce itself, and partially because there are so many games and so much information to go over that I won't subject you to a 30-minute documentary. I want to take my time with these and make them perfect. But I also want to make them into manageable chunks that we can reference and add to as we get more games. One thing to note about this timeline is that there is some prehistory information which we have to talk about first. We do actually have a splitting of the timeline. In fact, there are 2 splits. Once we get to them, everything will make a lot more sense. Let's get started. We begin as most legends do, with the creation of the world. When all was chaos and nothing yet existed, it is said that 3 goddesses created the world. Din, the goddess of power, created the land. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, created order. And Furore, goddess of courage, created all life. Then the creators departed the world. They left behind the golden triangles symbolizing their power. The Triforce, which grants the wish of anyone who touches it. Upon their departure to the heavens, the 3 goddesses entrusted another goddess, Hylia, and a legion of spirits and fairies with protecting the land they created. Why the goddesses left the Triforce behind is shrouded in mystery. Many have tried to obtain it, many have fought to keep it. For ordinary people, the Triforce is a symbol of faith. But when the world faces great calamity, its power can be unlocked. After the 3 goddesses departed, the Triforce and the world were entrusted to the goddess Hylia. Hylia's great responsibility was soon tested as evil begins to emerge from beneath the ground, seeking the Triforce. Called demons, they served an evil power so great it was only known as demise. Without the power to fight, Hylia's people could only cry out for help to the goddess. She answered, cutting out a portion of their land and, along with the Triforce, moving her people to the safety high above in Skyloft. The land and the sky were then separated by a sea of clouds. After a ferocious battle, demise was sealed away. However, it became apparent that the seal would not last long against Demise's great power. Hylia knew that her power alone was not enough to stop Demise, and that her only hope was to unlock the power of the Triforce. Since a goddess cannot wield the power of the Triforce, Hylia sacrificed her divinity. Reborn as a Hylian and working together with Link, the goddess destroyed Demise. Eternally reborn, she lives among her people as a Hylian in the kingdom now known as Hyrule. For her selfless acts to protect the Hylians who bear her name, Hylia is among the most praised and beloved deities in all of Hyrule. This is the backstory leading us up to and the plot of the first game in the timeline. It's the recent Skyward Sword, and in this game, guided by a spirit, a young man tempers the goddess sword into the Master Sword and takes his place as the chosen hero. The power of the Triforce destroys Demise. After these events, the world remained at peace for many years, but a group wielding strong magical powers desired the Triforce and fought to obtain it. The goddesses send the spirits of light which banish this group to the Twilight Realm. Following these events, the sage Rauru builds the Temple of Time, effectively sealing off the entrance to the Twilight Realm. Soon after that, we have the actual founding of the Kingdom of Hyrule in the land watched over by Hylia. Following the founding of the Kingdom of Hyrule, we have the second game in our timeline, and it's the Minish Cap. The Minish, known as the Saviors from the Sky, and as the Picori by the Hylians, gift the hero of men with the powerful Picori blade, and the royal family with the sacred light force. The hero seals away the demon Vati, who targeted the light force, and as you know from the game, the Force Sword is forged from the legendary sword of the Picori, and Vati, having become a demon, is sealed. Next in our timeline, we have the Four Swords game, where after being tricked by Ganon into drawing the Four Swords and releasing Vati, Link defeats them both with the help of Princess Zelda, sealing them away once again. Between the end of this game and the beginning of the next, we have the Hyrulean Civil War, where conflict amongst the different races continues ceaselessly across the land. While the exact origins of this war remain unknown, it's actually first mentioned by the Great Deku Tree Sprout, and its effects are felt for the rest of time. Our hero Link's mother is wounded and dies in this war, leaving Link in the care of the Great Deku Tree. The King of Hyrule quells the war, unifies the Hyrulean people under him, and the banner of the royal family. You may recognize that it's at this point where the epic Ocarina of Time takes place, and after which we have our first split of potential timelines. As we all know, in the Ocarina of Time, the thief Ganondorf invades the Sacred Realm. He touches the Triforce and splits it into three. The youth, chosen as the hero of time, wields the Master Sword and, traveling across 7 years, awakens the sages. The Triforce of Power that remained with Ganondorf, the Triforce of Wisdom with Princess Zelda, and the Triforce of Courage with the hero of time, Link, reunite once more in a decisive battle. The fate of Hyrule changes depending on the outcome. What different possible outcomes am I talking about? Well, if you thought you knew how the Ocarina of Time ends, this is where we get our first surprise and actual timeline split. Things become even more interesting, and even bigger questions are answered, and bigger gaps in our knowledge are filled in. I'm going to save that part of the story for episode 2, as like I said, the end of the Ocarina of Time marked our first split in the timeline. Make sure you like this video and hit that bell below if you're subscribed so you can find out when I come out with the second installment sometime next week. I'm already excited to start putting it together. It's a great day to be a gamer. Switchcraft out.